And Celtic are probably very the same in Norway. They can't go chasing the game early on, and yes, we're expansive, we get after it. This team are good enough. Bodo, we watched enough in that 90 minutes last week, more than comfortable of absorbing a little bit of pressure and picking someone off and going and killing the tie. So it's all about just, yes, you attack, but you do it when it's on to do it. You don't overcommit when there's no need to do so. And just finding the game plan and kind of growing, almost working out how the game's going to go.
Do you know what though, Craig? Celtic only have one game plan, really. They can't really be in a position to go, well, you come at us and we'll go at you. Celtic will come out. The fullbacks will go forward. They play away like they play at home.
Yeah.
They're not conservative at all. The midfielders, Rogic will get on the ball if play. We're not quite sure the team will be. I'd imagine Rogic or O'Reilly need to get on the ball. There's going to be movement from Jota and Abada, Maeda if he starts, or Giacomakis. They'll only play one way. They'll maybe risk getting beat 2 or 3-0 again. But one thing for sure, and it's exciting for the Celtic fans, Ange Postecoglou will believe in his team, believe in that formation and the philosophy and the way they play. They'll drive forward. And that's the way they approach every single game. Now, I know you have to be slightly, concerned defensively, set pieces, corners, free kicks on the edge of the box, but they will only play one way. They are going out. They are going out to Norway to win that game.
Is it personnel though then? Because last week, I think you said it, O'Reilly and Rogic, they get done in the middle of the pitch. There's too big a gap between O'Reilly and Rogic.
They won't play again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you may have Beaton playing beside McGregor. For example, McGregor may play up one because he's a bit more defensive minded when they lose possession.
Yeah.
Beaton holding the middle of the pitch. You look at the first goal.
There were holes, weren't there?
The first goal
to be
that Celtic gave up middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
They get themselves back to 2-1, but they changed the shape to a 4-4-2 then. So then they get picked open again. There was another gap in the middle of the pitch, and that made the third one. So just little distinct changes. I'm not saying it change your whole approach how you're going to play, but just little distinct changes within the personnel picked, just giving them a little role.
Yeah.
Don't you go forward as much. Allow the full-backs to go, maybe just hold the middle of the pitch. And that was the one area, it's the one thing you have to get a hold of the middle of the pitch in European football against good sides.
Yeah.
And the 3 midfield players from Bodo, Saltness and Hagen and Vetlesen,
Well done.
they were very good.
Well done.
They got the balance right. They had the balance right with Vetlesen cheating a little bit and picking up good spaces in behind Rogic and in behind O'Reilly when they went to press. And then Bodo were able to play through the press. I mean, the left back, Wembangomo, I thought he was absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Because in Scotland, if you put a left back under pressure deep in his own half, there's a good chance Celtic will win the ball back, or they'll win the ball back from a throw-in or a free kick or something. He was dribbling past Abada. He took Abada on more times in the first half than Abada took him on. And that suddenly broke the press, because it meant then he broke through the forward attacking players. So there's little things Angel have looked at and he'll try and get right, pressing and when to press. But listen, Celtic still will go and open up. But maybe defensively they'll just have to switch on a little bit better.
Do you think, John, if Ange could rewind the tape, he would have gone with a different balance in the midfield?
Possibly, because I think the admission was when Hatate came on 10 minutes into the second half, and I think it was Rogic, who went off. So Ange didn't quite say it publicly in the press that I got the in his after post-match interview. I got the system wrong. I don't think he needed to say that because he's been so successful in that system. I just think that you had two more attacking midfield players, like O'Reilly goes and he tries to he's a creative midfield player. He wants to be further up the pitch. Rogic, wants to be further up the pitch. McGregor was the only one who was really sitting. The gap was too far between the defence and Rogic and O'Reilly. They couldn't physically get back. They're trying to go forward. The crowd are pushing them on. Celtic are at home, but then when it broke down, I thought Bodo Glimt showed that a counter-attacking team. They were excellent, and the gap was too big in the midfield to get bodies back in to defend properly. So I think Angie's he's got everything absolutely spot on this season. He's his recruitment has been brilliant.
Yeah, he's due a mistake or two. He's allowed a mistake or two, hasn't he?
And I don't think that people are overly concerned. But I think he will get it right. I think he's got the knowledge and the tactical nous to get it right. But they won't change their approach.
No.
They really won't.
As you said, Craigs, at the top of the show, or towards the top of the show, I think Giakoumakis could be a big plus for Celtic on this Thursday, because not just because he's bang on form and he scored a hat-trick and he looks like the player they wanted when they signed him, but also he didn't feature much in that game, so he's almost something new to throw at the Norwegians on Thursday.
Yeah, because whenever Celtic had a little bit of pressure, they dropped deep and there was no space really for Maeda to run in behind. He got in a couple of times and then you can see the experienced defenders saying, well, listen, what we'll do is we'll take a step back and protect that space. We want Celtic to play in front of us. So when you then force a team to play in front of you, you need that target player where you can throw the ball in. You can throw it into his chest, you can throw it in at any height, knowing he's going to wrestle with people. He's going to attract people, he's going to upset centre halves. Whereas he didn't really get the chance to do that. You know, he likes physical contact, Giakoumakis. So he wants one of the centre halves to come tight. That's then when the likes of Rogic and O'Reilly or Hatata, whoever's playing there, or Bodo Glimt, they can then run beyond because they're drawing attention to him and there's creating spaces elsewhere. Also means in wide areas you can throw balls in because you have the physical presence where he can go and head the ball a little bit better than what, like, say, Maeda. Kyogo's still very good in the air when he plays, but he's not as aggressive as what Giakoumakis would be. So it just gives them something different to think about. Plus he's got a hat-trick, Rob, so I mean, if you don't start after a hat-trick, you're chapping the manager's door.
You might just see a couple of different personnel. Idiguchi's was sub Idiguchi on the weekend.
He's not in the squad, John. He wasn't named in their Conference League
well,
squad.
you've got likes of James Forrest that could come back in. Julien, he might just throw a few surprises in. We just never know, do we, with Big Ange.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.